Hello, everyone. Welcome. I hope everyone's Saturday was good. I had a lot of fun yesterday in Stardew. But now it's time to finish up Japanese, huh? Hello, Ganon and Zushiko. Welcome. Oh my goodness. I was reviewing a little bit earlier today too because I looked at my notes for lesson 20 and I was like, what the heck am I talking about? But now that I've looked in the book, I understand what's going on. So, all right, let me start writing this down. Let's see. All right, that is way too large. What the heck? What was I doing? All right. Let's get started. Lesson 20. There's only 5 lessons left to go and then I'll do my practice test. Exciting. That's what she said. No. Lesson 20. All right, so this lesson, it's not a lot of like learning new grammar. It's learning essentially the polite and plain form of Japanese, or the casual form. I've also heard it referred to. In Japanese, that is called te. This will be another chart one, by the way, another kind of chart lesson. It's just gonna kind of be one big chart. That's the lesson. Mr. Hypno Shroom, bonjour. Bonjour, Hypno Shroom. How are you doing? Te ne ke. That is the polite form. The polite form. That's the form we've been using for most of the time. That's the form you'd use with strangers or your boss or friends you don't know super well. Kind of like acquaintances you would use this form with. If you've known them a really long time, of course you'd probably use casual form, but yeah, that's what polite form is used for. Strangers, co-workers, people you don't know. Oh wait, that's strangers as well. Acquaintances, yeah, stuff like that. Imagine we talk to each other in a different language. I think that's kind of the point of learning new languages, to talk to people. I mean, not always. Some people just like to read. You're learning French and I'm doing Japanese, yeah. It'd be cool if we both knew each language. That would be... Multilingual people are quite amazing. Let's see, and our other form is called in Japanese futsuke. Oops. Futsuke. K is like the form. Futsuke. These aren't really dark enough. I'm gonna make them darker. And this is plain, but I've also heard it referred to as casual form. This is the form you would use with your family or close friends. That's pretty much it as far as I know. You might use it when you're talking to a really, really little kid if they don't understand the teineke, but they probably would anyway, so I would just use the polite form anyway. You could use futsuke when talking to your pets too, most likely. Kind of like in a cutesy way. Alright, I feel like this is a little off. Hold on. Let's bring this down a little bit. There we go. Make it all nice and chart-like. Yes. Alright. Do a line here. We can separate it. And then... Oh, maybe zoom out a little more. Line all the way down here. That should be long enough, I think. So we're gonna compare what the polite form versus the plain form looks like in this lesson 20. We will be using the plain form for a few of our future grammar points, so that's why we need to go over it now. We've looked at it a little bit, but I think it's good to have a bit of a comprehensive look at it. All right, so taking the word to write kaku. In polite form, we know this is kakimasu. In the plain form, it's the dictionary form. It's also another way to call it. It's kaku. So kaku becomes kakimasu in polite form. The negative version of kakimasu is kakimasen. In plain form, that is kakanai, which we've looked over the nai form a little bit. So if car, please be quiet. Outside car, please. Kakanai, that is the casual negative form. Everyone in my classroom, I think in Genki they teach you the casual form really early, like earlier than Mina no Nihongo, and as soon as we learned it, everyone wanted to just use the plain form, the casual form. The whole time they were like using it with the teacher. She was like, no, you're not supposed to use it with your teacher. Oh, it was funny. It was fun. All right, then we have past form, kakimashita, and past plain form, that's kakita. Kakita. I have no idea how to read that. That is in French. I'm glad you're having fun learning French. It seems like you got a pretty good grip on it. Looks like a full sentence to me, though I don't know much French. And then the past form, kakimasen deshita. And then we haven't seen this form yet. Kaki, or have we? Kaki nakata is the past plain form. Kaki nakata. So if you look, it's like the kakanai. Wait. I put the key. That is not correct. Kakana kata. And you can see you just replace the E at the end of nai and replace it with kata. And that's how, so if you know another word that's nai, like tabenai becomes tabenakata. It's the same rule with every verb. Konai, konakata. Didn't come, did not. Seems like you got a pretty good grip on it. No. It's too easy to set you up. It's too easy. All right, and we have one verb that's an exception, actually. And that's adu, which is to have an inanimate object. I think it's the same for iru as well. So adu and iru. So adu is arimasu, to have, and then aru in plain form. I'm already used to using plain form. They teach you that pretty early in Genki. Aru. Then we have negative, arimasen. This becomes just a nai. So it's not arenai, it's nai. So that's a special case to remember. I'll put a star by it so we can remember, okay? Then we have the past form. Arimashita. This is atta. Atta. And finally, arimasen deshita. And it still follows the same rule as above and becomes nakata. So this one's just special because it's just nai. That's what aru is. Nai. Alright, so that is for our nouns. Or no, verbs. Sorry, verbs. For our verbs, let's see. Let's make another line. Now we'll do... What should we do? What does it do in the book? Oh, e-adjectives. Let's do some e-adjectives. So if we have oki, des, oki des. Oh, it is two O's. What am I doing? I second guessed myself. Oki des. In order to make it the plain form, you just remove the des at the end. And it becomes simply oki. Easy peasy. Getting rid of the deses, huh? Alright. For the negative form, that's oki kunai. Oki kunai becomes oh my gosh, nai des becomes, if you can guess, because I already accidentally did it. I'm thinking ahead of myself a little bit. Oki kunai. Once again, remove the des. For o kaki kata des, it becomes, you guessed it, okikata. Okikata. So far it's been pretty easy, huh? Just remove the des, remove the des, remove the des. It's exactly the same. Easy peasy. And then for the negative past, okikuna kata des. Oh, running out of room. Becomes o Okikuna kata. Okikuna kata. Easy peasy. Just remove the des. Easy peasy. Alright, next page. Next page. 47. Still in lesson 20. This chart's gonna take longer than I think, but at least we can kind of steal this and continue on the next page. We've gone over our verbs and we've gone over our adjectives. Next, let's go over the na adjectives. Na adjectives. So in this one, they use kirei. Right. In polite form, kirei, which is beautiful, is kirei desu. In plain form, very similarly to the e-adjective, it becomes kirei. No need for the des. The des just disappears. Then we have kirei ja arimasen. It can also be de wa arimasen. De wa arimasen becomes kirei janai. This is new. We haven't seen the janai before. It should be a small ya, so we see the ja, nai. Kirei janai. I like to use kirei ja arimasen, so I remember it's kirei janai, but dewa is also the same. I would say it's slightly politer to use dewa. Alright, then we have past form, kirei deshita. Kirei deshita. In casual form, I believe that's kirei datta. Yes. Kirei datta. And for kirei, I'll use ja to keep it consistent. And I'll put dewa on top as well. Kirei dewa arimasen deshita. It's so much easier to use. See, isn't that a mouthful? Kirei dewa arimasen deshita. That's too much. That's why we want to use the plain form. Kirei ja na katta. Kirei janakatta. So much easier to use. Arasu wa kirei desu. Thank you. No, you called me cringe in the next line. That's not fair. Isn't that a mouthful? Oh my gosh. That's the na verb. The na verbs. No na needed. Oops. Alright. Na verbs. A lot of removing the des, changing it to nai. Nakatta. Not too bad. I feel like the ones you want to be careful with is aru and then the verbs as of right now. Alright. Let's go on to the next one. What's the last one we're missing? Nouns! Yes, nouns! Let's do ame, rain. So in polite form, in the nouns, ame is ame desu. In plain form, ame da. Ame da. So instead of desu, you change it to da. For negative form, ame ja arimasen or dewa arimasen becomes ame ja nai. So very similar to the na verbs, actually almost exactly the same, except you don't put the da at the end of kirei for it to be the plain form. So if you were... Hi Alisai! Hello, how are you doing? Being beautiful and cringe are not mutually exclusive, that's true, Ganon. Unknown user, hello, hello! How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm just going through my lessons right now. We're going through nouns in polite and casual form, or plain form. Ame deshita, past form, as if it rained, becomes ame datta, and ame ja arimasen deshita, or dewa arimasen deshita. I'm making it smaller so it'll fit. Deshita becomes ame ja, or dewa as well, but I think ja sounds more casual. Janakatta. Janakata. So it's almost exactly the same as the na verbs. So if you got the na down, you can get the nouns down. Not na verbs, na adjectives. Oh, sorry, that's too kind. Thank you. Making it smaller so it'll fit, you know. You can't stop. You gonna have my oh wait, no, you are my mod. You can't be timed out. Just kidding. So all in all, 2 pages. That is the select the polite and plain form. All you really do is, I don't know, any sentence where you're using the polite form can be changed to use the casual form, essentially. So if you're saying like, oh, party ni ikimasu, like I'm going to a party, it just becomes party ni iku. Things like that. Or what else? What else? Tabemono ga arimasu. I have food. It would be like, oh, tabemono ga aru. Or okane ga nai. I don't have money. Or jikan ga nakatta. I didn't have time. Things like that. So there's a couple more things that aren't in the chapter that I want to mention. Just a little extra, a little extra that I thought would be useful. So in casual form, maybe I shouldn't have erased the lines, but that's fine. In casual form, sometimes you will omit particles. That would be just like dropping a wa. So if someone's like, hey, do you want some cake? You could be like, and you don't eat it, you could be like, keiki tabenai. Like, I don't eat cake, or I didn't eat cake. Or keiki tabenakatta, I didn't eat the cake. When normally you'd be like, keiki wa tabenakatta. It's just you can omit the particles, you can drop it sometimes, just, and you will hear it dropped as well when you're talking to people. That's just a more casual way of speaking. And the other one, okay, so we learned the phrase nani nani, like desu ga. I think I have read desu ga, which just means like but. Like, oh, ikitai desu ga, I want to go. Something like that, like you want to do something. In plain form, it would be da, so instead of des, we usually use da, or it'd just be however you use the ga, right? So like if it's a noun, it would be with des. If it's with a na verb, it doesn't necessarily have to be, stuff like that. It would be without it. So for noun, it would be da. For any other one, there would just be like a blank space here. And you would have it say kedo. Kedo. So instead of saying like ikitai desu ga, like I want to go, you'd say ikitai kedo. Ikitai kedo is much more casual. It's like dropping the wa from Ina or Waluigi. Exactly. Exactly. Just dropping the wa willy-nilly. Very casual. Very casual. Alright, those are just some extra things that I didn't really see noticed anywhere in the book, but I thought since we were going over the casual and polite forms, it'd be good to mention them here. It might be gone over a bit more in the next book, but I think it's... Oh wait, not duplicate, new page. I thought it'd be good to go over it, just in case it's on the exam. Alright. And believe it or not, that's lesson 20. Just learning those two differences. Of course, if you're following along in a book or something, there's lots of practice to go through, but it is just essentially using the new form. All right, let's study lesson 21. Lesson 21. We will be using the plain form now. Yay! Hopefully you've all learned it, right? Learned it in the half hour. Oh my god, that one lesson took half an hour almost. Oh Jesus, it was a long one, to be fair. It was a long one. It's one you really gotta know. Okay. So, lesson 21, first grammar point. Using our brand new plain form. Yay! And going back to our roots, learning grammar. To omoimasu. This is like, I think, let me write it in blue actually, just so we know it's not part of the definition. To omoimasu. To omoimasu. So that's like, I think that. I think that. So let's see, what would be a good example of that? There's kind of like two ways you usually use this when predicting weather and when just sharing your opinion. Plain form. Plain like, I don't want to say plain like boring, but like plain like natural. So it's implicit kind of, but you would start with like watashi wa. You could drop this usually if usually people know you're talking about yourself when you give an opinion. But if you're not talking about yourself, you go with watashi wa, and then watashi wa, what's a good sentence? Ashita, ashita, tomorrow. Ashita, ame ga furu. So this furu is to fall, like rain is falling, snow is falling. It would normally be furimasu, but we're using plain form, so it's furu. Furu to omoimasu. Watashi wa ashita ame ga furu to omoimasu. And that is how you say, I think that tomorrow it's going to rain. The other way we use it is to express an opinion. So once again, starting with watashi wa. How about ano eiga? Ano eiga, that movie. Ano eiga wa I guess you don't have to have the watashi wa at the beginning for this one. Ano eiga wa. We'll have the movie be the topic this time. O mo shiroi. Interesting. To omoimasu. Ano eiga wa omoshiroi to omoimasu. I think that movie is interesting. So that's another way you use to omoimasu. It's literally like what you're thinking. Like what's on your mind. To omoimasu is I think this will be the case. This is true. This is what I think about something. So with the other forms, if if maybe you're looking at a container, unmarked container, you don't know what it is, or a glass of something, you could say like, oh, mizu da to omoimasu. Mizu is water. Da, you add the da at the end to make the plain form. To omoimasu. Sorry, my toes are a little sloppy. To omoimasu. Mizu da to omoimasu. So if it's a noun, you add in the da. And then with a verb, you don't add anything in the end. Kirei to omoimasu. I think it's pretty. Kirei to omoimasu. Weird flex, but okay. Are you saying weird flex, but okay to yourself? That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Alright, next is toimasu. So in this one, it can be a sentence in plain form. Toimasu. So very similar, using plain form with to, but imas means something different. It means to say, essentially. The word is iu, which is to say, or the verb iu, and this is someone says, or says that, yeah, someone says that. Oh, what I said, okay. I thought you said it to your toes comment. I was like, that's funny. That's funny. Alright, so this is how you can record what someone, not record, but relay what someone else told you, or what you told someone else. So for example, you could say like, to your boss, watashi wa buchou ni. So I told my boss, ni is directing it towards the boss. Watashi wa buchou ni yasumi ga hoshii toimasu. So watashi wa, I, buchou ni, to my boss, yasumi ga hoshii, I want vacation. Yasumi is a break or a vacation. So this is essentially you asking for time off. Toimasu, I said. So this is saying, I told my boss I wanted time off. The wa determines who's saying it. And so if you say something like, you could say something like, ane wa ane wa I'm trying to think of a good one. Okay, how about Kare, her boyfriend, Kare ga yasashi hito da toimasu. It's a little, but it'll fit. Ane wa, so this is older sister. Kare, nanka, we could say kare wa. Kare wa yasashii hito da to imasu. So I put these around. These are kind of quotations. So this is saying that your older sister says that she has a kind boyfriend. So this is what she says. Kare wa yasashii hito da to iimasu. My sister says she has a kind boyfriend. Do I want a vacation? I do. We're only, what, like 2 weeks into the year? I'm 2 weeks back at work. Yasumi ga hoshii. Yasumi ga super hoshii. I don't know what super is. Shugaru. Shugaru, hello, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm looking at a calendar right now. Yeah, we're 2 weeks in. I'm ready for a vacation. It reminds me of that Office joke that's like, where Pam's like, I save my vacation for as long as I can. And this year I made it to 2 weeks. So she'd already be taking a vacation right now, wouldn't she? All right. Lesson 21. This is the last one for the chapter, but I guess I have some extras. Okay. So this one is plain form, using more plain form. I'm doing good too. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. Just going over the last few lessons of Japanese, hopefully able to finish today. I really don't want to host a stream where we go over like one lesson. That would be kind of annoying. So I think it'd be better to finish it today. Even if it goes a little long, that should be okay. I have tomorrow off, so I can stay a little late if need be. I think that's pretty cool. MLK Day, free day off. Plain form. Desho. Desho, with kind of an inflection. So I'll add a question mark. This essentially means like, right? Like, don't you agree with me? What would be an example of that? Like, right? Like, this is true, right? Like, you agree with me, right? So you could say something like, Ashita party. That's how you write it, right? Party ni kuru desho? Ashita party ni kuru desho? You're coming to the party tomorrow, right? Ashita tomorrow. Party is party. Kuru is to come to. And then the show is right. So it's like, you're coming to the party tomorrow, right? Ashita party ni kuru desho? There's another way that the show is used. You'll hear it. Why is my model lagging so freaking bad? Oh my god. Am I coming to your party? Are you hosting a party? I didn't hear about it. I didn't get an invitation. Kekkon shiki ni kuru desho? Are you coming to the wedding? I'm going to my cousin's wedding this summer. I'm excited. It's gonna be cool. Another way that the show is used, you'll hear it on news sites. It is how they say like weather's coming. So earlier we said like, oh, ame ga furu to omoimasu. Like I think weather's coming. Or I think rain is coming. I think it's going to rain. It's when they're reporting it on the news, on the weather channel, they'll say like, ame ga furu desho. That's what they say. Ashita kumori desho. Like it looks like It looks like it'll be cloudy tomorrow. Kumori desho. You'll hear that on news stations. Usually you won't hear people talk like that, because, I mean, usually you don't hear people going like, talking like how the news stations talk. You know how they speak. In America, they have a certain way of speaking. And in other news, we are going to have some rain in the Milwaukee area. I don't know why I chose Milwaukee. It was just the first thing that came to my brain. Next page. Next page. Okay, we'll save. 49. 49. It's looking like we'll have... That's almost 2 pages per lesson. Well, we'll have a little more than that, but that's like 2 to 3 pages per lesson, which is cool. Alright, looks like I wrote some extra things for some ungodly reason, so I'm going to write them down, even though I have to come up with an example off the top of my dome piece. Alright. I'm guessing these are just things that I studied or that I saw in the chapter that aren't mentioned in the book, but they're good to know. So if you have a place and an event, then ga, place de event ga, arimasu. And this should be in blue. So this is essentially, it sounds like, I mean, it is exactly what it looks like. It's written a lot in English, huh? Event to be held at a place. Event to be held at a place. So, so if we have a place, let's do Jinja. This is a temple. A temple. Temple de. At the temple. Kekkon shiki. This is a wedding. Ga arimasu. So if the event is the wedding, kekkon shiki, it's being held at the temple. Jinja de kekkon shiki ga arimasu. This is how you say an event is being held at a location. And you can say that with anything. Oh, there's gonna be at Disney World, there's going to be a party. Disney de party ga arimasu. That's how you use that grammar structure. I know we're moving a little bit away from the plain form, but I wanted to add. What is this one? Noun demo? Verb. Noun demo verb. I wish I would have written more examples. Noun demo verb. The demo means or something. So, like in quick example off the top of my head, someone's like, "Oh, hirogohan o nani o tabemasu ka?" Or "Nani o kaimasu ka?" What are you gonna buy for lunch? Then you could say like, katsu. Is it in hiragana or katakana? I know sando. Sando demo. Oops. Kaimasu. Katsu sando demo kaimasu. Like something like a katsu. Oh, what is katsu? fried pork. Fried pork. A fried pork sandwich or something I'm gonna buy. It's like, you don't know. You're gonna buy something like a sandwich. Alright, that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head for demo. I will probably look into that one more before I do the practice exam. Definitely look up more example sentences to understand that one. Alright, verb, final one that I added in my extra ones. Verb naito. Verb naito. This means I have to or I've got to. I have to or I got to. Benkyou shinaito. I have to study. You're gonna start learning Japanese too? Oh, awesome! I highly recommend it. I've had lots of fun. It takes forever, but I like to study Japanese. It's great when you study for a while and then go back and listen to some Japanese and start understanding it more. That's the best part. That's what I really like about it. Benkyou shinaito. I have to study. So naito is study, and it's in the like negative form, the nai form. All right, that's lesson 21. Man, I didn't realize how much faster the grammar lessons went than the ones where you have to make those huge charts. Those charts are annoying. I guess that's why they print them out in books, so you don't have to write them down every time. But we write them anyway. We write them to study. 50 pages of notes. Wowie wow. Lesson 22. This is a fun one. This one like blew my mind when I first learned it. I was like, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I have a bad habit in my class. When I was learning Japanese, I would always revert to like simpler Japanese, like Japanese I really, really knew, instead of using the new Japanese. But I like this lesson. This one had me struggling though. Oh, you want to live in Japan? Oh, definitely start learning then. Definitely. I don't think you can get to a job in Japan unless you're at least at N2. Unless you do like a teaching exchange, which I know exists. That would be probably the easiest way to live in Japan. Let's see. So this is essentially... How do you say it? You have a modifier. So this is like a modifier, and then it's pretty much a sentence. And then you have a noun. It's so hard to describe without an example, so I'm going to just use an example. So... say you want to describe a book. So you have a book here, a home. Oh my gosh, sorry, I didn't mean to use the kanji. I mean, by now, you should have probably learned the kanji, so I'm gonna write it. Oh my gosh. Home. This is book. So there's multiple ways you can describe home. You could say... Mari no hon. Or Mari-san no hon. Mari's hon. Mari's book. I mean, sorry. I am switching from English to Japanese is not easy. I'm trying my best here. You could say omoshiroi hon. You could say what's a na verb you can use for a hon? I can't think of one for a book. Shit. For a book. I can't think of one right now. Oh, you have like Marisa no hon, omoshiroi hon. We know those modifiers. A na adjective. You could say, we could use hito maybe instead. Hito. You could say kirei na hito. So these are kirei na hito. So these are ones we've already learned to use: the noun, the e adjective, and the na adjective. But there's another way to use it with a sentence. So you can say something like, if you want to describe a book you've already read, you could say, I'll do it over here. So you could say, remember yomimasu is to read. The past tense is yonda. Yonda hon, a book you've already read. You could say, imoto ga yomu hon. Imoto ga yomu hon, a book your sister's reading. Things like that. Oh, posture check. Okay, let me stretch. Okay, posture all good. Sitting up straight. And the tracking's better than ever. Same with hito down here. You could say, asa gohan. Asa gohan o tabe nai hito, which would be a person who hasn't eaten breakfast. What? Seriously, haven't eaten breakfast? Add the ta here, and I'll add the hito over here. So, asa gohan no tabenai hito. So that's using essentially a sentence to modify a verb. So this to modify a noun. Essentially, we're kind of using verbs to modify nouns now to make it more descriptive modifiers. So we'll go a little bit more into that. I'm going to move these up. They don't need to be so far away from each other. And then for the new ones, I'll underline them. These are, I'll write a box around them. So these are the ones we've already learned. These are kind of our new ones, using our verbs, using our sentences. In plain form. They're going more in depth. I kind of combined these two ones, but it's essentially a modifying sentence. This was kind of the review. This is kind of the actual one. Modifying sentence in plain form. And then a noun. And I have some examples already. I'll add in another example. We could say like, oh, kore wa let's use A-san. A-san. Alright, I'll write it like this. Why not? A-san. O. A-san. O. Motte. Kuru. Kasa. Desu. So kore wa, this is A-san. So instead of saying kore wa A-san no kasa, this is A-san's umbrella. You could say kore wa A-san no motte kuru kasa desu. This is the umbrella that A-san brought, like brought here. Or you could say A-san no kaita kasa desu. This is the one that she bought earlier. Something like that. And I think that's a good example. Another example. We have a couple up there as well. So different ways to describe something if you want to be more descriptive. Let's see. Modifying. Oh, there's kind of another way to do it. There's another couple ways. Let me add more examples. So this is like this is, right? You could also do it at the beginning of the sentence. So you could say, Oka-san 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 ga yoku sukuru sukuru ryori wa Oh, why is it trying to make a line? Kare desu. Oka-san, that's mother. Yoku sukuru, this is often, so yoku is often, sukuru is to make, and this is food. Ryori is like cooking food. So yoku sukuru ryori wa kare desu, curry. So we're using yoku sukuru to describe the dish instead of modifying it. Well, we're modifying it directly on a noun to describe another noun. Certain words you do get already, but like some very basic stuff. I do have it uploaded on my YouTube, the earlier lessons. This is pretty much the end of N5 right now. This might be a little confusing if you don't have like a really good grasp of it. We'll take the test on next week and we'll see kind of what we want to look for more. There should be more stuff you understand there, I think. That's awesome that you're already getting it though. It can be hard to pick up. Well, it is hard. It's just a difficult language. We can also perform actions on modified words as well. Have you taken the N1 test yet? No, that is the highest level. I might never take that one. I might just be like, all right, N2 is good enough. I don't need to take N1. Some people decide not to take it. It's really difficult. It's like taking, I don't know, like the SAT plus. I'm sure there's example tests online if you want to check out what the N1 looks like. Curry looks pretty bad. Curry. Okay. Then we can perform of course we can perform actions. You want to treat these modifier and nouns just as regular nouns. So anywhere you put a noun, any grammar lesson where we learned a noun, you can add a modifier to that just to make it more descriptive. So if you want to, what's another good one? What's another good one? Let's see. Watashi wa pasokan o ireru kaban. Oh, I should use it. I should do blue. Pasokan ni ireru. Pasokan ni ireru. So this is. Let me put the end of it. Kaban. Pasokan is a laptop. Ireru is to like put something inside of something. Like to like put food in the fridge. Put, in this case, put the laptop in the bag. Kaban is bag. Kaban o. Ooh, it's kind of hard. Let me put it down here. Kaimashita. Pasokan ni ireru kaban o kaimashita. So I bought a laptop bag, or I bought a bag to put my laptop in, essentially is what this is. So you could say, Watashi wa kaban no kaimashita. Oh, I bought a bag. Who cares? They want to know what kind of bag you bought. Oh, pasokan ni ireru kaban no kaimashita. Oh, cool. You bought a bag. Let me see it. Let me see the bag you bought. Who? Okay, exactly. You want to be more descriptive. I think it makes better conversation. I'll have to think anime for basic stuff, LMAO, but otherwise some words I know thanks to Duolingo. Oh yeah, Duolingo I think is good for learning vocabulary. But that's about it. It can be kind of... It doesn't teach Japanese very well from what I've heard. It'll mislead you, essentially, a little bit. It doesn't mean to, but it's not the best app for learning what I've heard. But it's better than nothing, so keep going. If it works for you, it works for you. All right. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do more examples of this. I think we kind of get it right. You can modify a noun, right? You can modify it anywhere. I'm just gonna read them out. Okay. Watashi wa hon no yomu hito ga suki desu. So you can use it with ga suki. I like. So in this case, it's hon no yomu hito. This is your listening practice. The few listening practice, right? Hon o yomu hito. Person, hon, book, yomu, to read. Hito is person, so this is person who reads a book. Ga suki desu. So instead of saying just hito ga suki desu, well, what kind of person do you like? Oh, hon no yomu hito ga suki desu. Oh, I like people who read books. And then the last one they have here in the book, I'm looking in the book, cheeky peek. Watashi wa terebi o miru jikan ga arimasen. So, normal sentence would be jikan ga arimasen. Well, why don't you have time? What do you not have time for? In this case, terebi o miru. Terebi is television. Miru is to watch. Terebi o miru jikan. Time to watch TV. Ga arimasen. Do not have. Or ga nai, even if you're speaking casually. Terebi o miru jikan ga nai. I don't have time to watch TV. So sad. I like watching TV. I love watching TV. Oh, you know what I was watching today? Oh my gosh, okay. Hold on, let me make a new page while I'm talking about this. Shoot, there's another... Why do I make things difficult for myself? Okay, make another page. I was watching that 70s show today. Because that 90s show is coming out soon, and so I want to rewatch it. I really liked watching that 70s show growing up. I mean, it wasn't coming out when I was growing up. I was watching reruns, but still, I like to watch it. Alright. My brilliant past self, and I use brilliant very lightly, decided to add in another extra grammar point just to be helpful. And by be helpful, I mean make my life more difficult. No, it's good to learn more. All right. Last one, not necessarily with the modifier, but I think a good thing to add here would be, since we're using jikan, we use jikan a little bit. Verb dictionary form and then jikan, which I kind of went over a little bit. So I guess I'll write down the example sentence. Jikan. You also want to know the word yakusoku and yote. Not yote. Jikan means time. Yakusoku means like appointment. Or like it can also mean promise, appointment or promise, or like a something like a date you set for something. Yote is like planning to, like you plan to verb. So I kind of mentioned earlier, terebi o terebi o, one second, I'll get it right. Terebi o miru oh my gosh, I keep like redeciding how I want to write this. Terebi o miru jikan ga arimasen. Arimasen. Oh, this will always be with ga. Oops. Hold on, let me move this over a little bit. So this is verb dictionary form with ga. Ga. Time. Appointment, promise. Alright. And plan to. Okay. Plan to. So these are good vocabulary to know. Yakusoku. You could say something like Haisha omiru. Haisha is dentist. Omiru. So this is to see the dentist. Haisha omiru. Yakusoku ga arimasu. Which is not true. I actually need to make one. Oh, what other stuff do I recommend? I recommend Anki and a textbook, essentially. There's another YouTuber that's good. What is her name? Oh my gosh, is the music still playing? I haven't heard it in like half an hour. Hold on. Oh, Japanese Ammo with Misa is a good, that's what it's called. Japanese Ammo with Misa. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I liked watching her, especially when I was reviewing again, because I review forever and ever, over and over again. You can do what to a noun? You can modify a noun. That's what we were doing. We were modifying the nouns. So yes, for the recommendation, Japanese ammo with Misa. Anki, I don't use it that much. I like to make my own flashcards, so I make them on Quizlet. I think it helps me learn more. So I make mine on Quizlet, but if you don't want to make each one, I would just use Anki. And Japanese ammo with Misa. And then either the Genki. So if you're doing self-study, Genki is probably better. If you have taken a class or you have a teacher that uses Mina no Nihongo, which a lot of them in America will use Genki anyway, but my teacher used Mina no Nihongo, so I'm using that now. That's why I'm using it. The 70s show is such a good show, not gonna lie, I have high hopes for that 90s show, but it's sad that they skipped out on the 80s. I feel like that 90s show will have some 80s references too. At least I hope so. Yeah, yakusoku, or however you type it, can mean promise because the Japanese title of The Promised Neverland has that word. Yes! Correct! Oh my gosh, I wrote yakuso instead of yakusoku. Just pretend I have the little ku in there, okay? Ku. Yakusoku ga arimasu. Means promise or appointment. Stuff like that. The last one is yote, which is like... let's see... anime kurabu ni hairu yote ga arimasu. Anime Kurabu, anime club. They actually had an anime club when I studied in Japan for the summer, and I did join it because because I like to watch anime, obviously. We talked about anime a lot. Drew anime. It was crazy. It was not crazy, it was just fun. Anime kurabu ni hairu. Hairu is to enter, or in this case to kind of join. Yote is you plan to, like you really plan to. Ga arimasu. So I have a plan to join anime club. I should search for a Japanese class in Belgium. Yeah, do it. Oh, I'm sure there's lots of classes in Europe as well. Even online ones. There's classes if you have the time, like online classes from teachers in Japan as well. I don't know how expensive they are though. I haven't looked too much into it. I'd probably wait till I was a higher level, just because I've already taken classes before in my university. Maybe a club as well, so you can try go outside some more. Gotta touch some more grass. Yeah, touch some grass. Find some anime fans and people who want to learn Japanese in the wild. Alright, that's the end of lesson 22. On to 23. Let's go. Okay, wait, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. How long is the JLPT? JLPT N5. 105 minutes. That's not quite 2 hours. So what we could do if I don't finish today is we could finish next Sunday but still take the test, and I'll just study it on my own and go over it really quickly. If I don't make it, just because we're on 23 and there's still like 2 more lessons to go through. And 25 is a bit of an annoying one, so we might delay it another week. Yeah, we'll see. And we might just do a review at the end, a quick review. Or maybe like a rapid fire kanji vocabulary study or something. Something fun. All right, new page for lesson 23. Oh, too zoomed in. All right, this is good enough. Lesson 23. Awesome. Oops, that was my book. No, not Toki. Okay. Toki. Toki means time. B. So this is when A, which is, oops, which A can be a verb or an adjective or a noun, modified noun, of course. B, which is a main sentence. Happens. So when A, B happens. And this is something that is true. This is a bit confusing because we haven't learned the other grammar point. But you can't say like, it's not if, it's when. So it's like, there's another grammar where it's like, oh, if something happens, then I'll do this, or this could happen. When you use Toki in this case, it's whenever this happens, B is pretty much guaranteed to happen. That's what it is. So when A, B happens, like it just happens. An example of that is Shinbun o yomu toki. So when I read the newspaper, is that how you write it? No. Megane o kakimasu. Shinbun is newspaper, and yomu is to read. So shinbun no yomu toki, when I read the newspaper, megane o kakemasu, not kakimasu. Megane o kakemasu. I wear my glasses. So every time this person or I read the newspaper, I wear my glasses. That always happens. Oh, hydrate. Okay. Let me drink my water. Oops. Oh, I'm smacking it into everything. Oh, there's my pen. Overall, my main reason of wanting to go to Japan is because of the game industry over there and well, anime, but I want to become a game developer and it seems like I got a good shot there. Yeah, go for it. Definitely go for it. Learning Japanese is a good start. Learning game development alongside of it, I think would be good. Yeah. It seems like a good thing to shoot for. All right, what else? What else? So I think that's a good example of that way of Toki. So that's like when A, then B. So there's another kind of way Toki is being used. and I'll write it down. So this is another way it's being used. So when you're using this, these are all the forms you're going to be using, okay? You're going to be using the dictionary form for verbs and the nai form. Oops. And the nai form. The adjectives. The na adjectives with the na at the end. Noun with no, and then with toki at the end, of course. With the other forms, there's other forms, and this makes this so confusing. This one was so difficult for me. It might not be confusing to everyone, but this one was very confusing for me to learn for the first time. So before, instead of when a, this is before or after a, which is a verb, always a verb. That might make it a bit easier to remember. I hope it makes it easier to remember. Before or after a, b, which once again is the main sentence. Happens. And the forms we use with this, it's all verbs, but this is when we're going to use the past form, but also we can use the dictionary form. That's what makes it so confusing. So you can use the dictionary form to say before or after, and to say before, I believe, right? It's before, and then you can also use the past form or the ta form. Let's see. Let me read an example sentence. Uchi e kaeru toki keiki o kaemasu. Okay, so yes, dictionary is before, ta is after. Oops, I spelled after wrong. That looks bad, I'm just gonna erase it. I wrote after. This grammar is tilting me. This grammar is tilting me more than any game. Okay. Uchi e kaeru toki. So before you come home, keiki o kaemasu. Uchi e kaeru toki, keiki o kaemasu. So before you come home, buy cake. If you apply this to the sentence above, like this before, it makes 0 sense. Shinbun o yomu toki, before reading a newspaper. Oh wait, it does make sense actually. In this case, it does make sense. Because you could say before reading a newspaper, I wear my glasses. Okay, never mind, it makes sense. Okay, you just gotta try from context to understand whether they mean before. Before will usually be, this might help, with kaeru and kuru. Or, yeah, kaeru and kuru. So like before returning, before coming somewhere, do this. You're mostly gonna see it with kuru and kaeru. That's gonna help you hopefully try to remember that in this form the dictionary means before instead of when. After's easy. After's always in the past. At the before the toki. But the before is a little confusing, at least for me. Okay. let's use the same sentence just so we can illustrate the difference a little more. Uchi e kaeta toki. So in this case, this is after you return home. Tadaima to iimasu. After you return home, say tadaima. That's what they say in Japan when they say they return home. So when you're returning home, you say tadaima. And then in response, they should say okaeri or okaeri nasai. Okaeri. What a nice thing to hear. All right, and then same with kuru. So it'd be kuru toki. What is it? Kita toki. Kita toki. That would be before. Other examples, I would just go through each of these. E adjective. Nemui toki nemasu. When you're sleepy. Hayaku nemasu. When you're sleepy, quickly go to bed. Not adjective. What does this one say? Hima na toki hon o yomimasu. When I have free time, I read. Niju isai no toki. When I turn 21, osake o nomitai desu. I want to drink alcohol. Maybe that's a 21-year-old's wish. Or for someone who wants to be 21. And that's how the e adjective, not adjective, and the noun is used with toki. Toki. All right, next one is you have verb 1 in dictionary form. To, more to. This to does not mean and necessarily. Verb 2. Oh wait, not verb 2. Oh yeah, it is verb 2. Verb 2. Wait, I think I got them confused. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. What I said earlier, just scratch that where I said it will inevitably happen. It will definitely happen. That's with to. I read it wrong. When verb 1, then verb 2 will happen. Will inevitably happen. It will definitely happen. It's not something that can necessarily be controlled in this case. It's just something that will happen. Now you have to relearn I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sad. Forgive me, I'm learning too. I'm still learning. So, A toki B. When A, B happens, not necessarily gonna happen, but we'll try to make it happen. When you use to, then it'll definitely happen. Definitely happen. Definitely. Inevitably. Inevitably happen. So... this was my favorite example. I don't know why I love the term osu, or the verb osu, which means to push. So... koku... Koku o... Let me write it in red. Koko o osu to... Osu means to push. Means to push. Oyu, which is hot water. Oyu ga demasu. So when you press here, hot water will come out. Demasu is like to exit, to come out. This is, you'll see these in konbini, convenience stores in Japan. When you buy ramen, you can open it, press a button, and then hot water will come out, like boiling water, so you can cook your ramen right away. It's pretty cool. I've never used it. I was too nervous to use it. I always just bought bentos and sandwiches and sometimes just like melon pan or something, like some kind of sweet. But that's how you use to. So like when you perform an action, the next thing will happen, essentially. All right, what other? Okay. All right, that is 23 then. That's 23. 24. We might be able to get through 24. We'll see how far we get. Let's see, add page. Lesson 23 was really short, huh? This is a short one. Alright. Let me see. Yeah, the music's still playing. It's just kind of quiet, huh? I'll turn it up a little bit. I don't know why it got so quiet or why it was so loud before. I'll turn it up a little bit. Alright. Lesson 24. Lesson 24. Ooh, I like this one. This one we actually went over a little bit already, but this is like the formal lesson in it. So we have kuremasu. Kuremasu. This is to give to you or like your family. Not like a family member necessarily, but given to like your entire family as a gift, I suppose. Like it also kind of includes you because it's your family, right? So that is kuremasu. That's what kuremasu means. So how you'd write this would be like, you write the giver first. So let's say, let's use Mira. Mira-san wa, and then watashi ni. So Mira-san, to me, hana o kuremashita. Mira-san wa hana o kuremashita. So kuremashita always means that like you're receiving something, like you've been given something. And so you'll never see like watashi wa and kuremasu. It'll always be someone else using the wa. So the sentence, if it makes it easier, Mira-san wa watashi ni hana o kuremashita. You can also say it, and it's more casual to say it. Mira-san wa hana o kuremashita. Mira-san gave me flowers. All right. You can also use it kind of in split sentences when you're talking about something. So you can say like, oh, kore wa Vietnam no kohi desu. Kore wa Vietnam, Vietnamese, or Vietnam no, so Vietnam no kohi would be Vietnamese coffee. So Vietnam no kohi desu. So this is Vietnamese coffee. And then you can say, let's say, B-san ga kuremashita. You can separate it that way too. Say, oh, look at this. B-san gave it to me. B-san ga kuremashita. I haven't tried Vietnamese coffee, but there's a place nearby that I want to try. I'm always like, ooh, I should try it today, but it's always like 2 in the afternoon, or I'm like, ooh, but the chocolate one looks so good. I love the chocolate one. I'll be sure to go another time, and I'll try it. Though usually I don't like coffee flavored things. I like coffee flavored like milkshakes, coffee and chocolate. Maybe I can have them add some chocolate to it just to make it a bit better. Okay. After kuremashita, what do we have? We have moraemashita. So this is to receive. Moraemashita is to receive, and this can be someone received. It's not always you. This is like, it can be either you received it or someone else received it, but kuremashita is like only you and your family. So moraemashita. So you could say, what's a good example of moraemashita? Let's use an example from the book. Let's see. Watashi wa what's a good one? Yamada san ni presento. Oh, it's kind of, I want to make sure I'm writing it big enough so it's kind of going over the edge. Moraemashita. So I, from Yamada-san, presento o moraemashita. I received a gift from Yamada-san. Maybe it was my birthday or something. So you can kind of see the structure's different. In this case, the receiver, the wa is the receiver. With kuremashita, you are the receiver, even though you're using ni. So in kuremashita, wa is the giver. In moraemashita, wa is the receiver. All right, last one of this kind of set, and I think it's the easiest one. Agemasu, which is to give. Oops, this is agemasu. To give. Giving and receiving, all that good stuff. I don't know why my model's like lagging and stuff. I think my tablet's messing it up. My tablet's messing it up a little bit. To give. So this one we can use watashi wa again. Watashi wa chichi ni neku. Is that how it's written? Let's just say hon. Hon o agemasu. Or agemashita. Watashi wa, I, chichi ni, gave my dad a book. I, to my dad, book, gave. I gave a book to my dad. Watashi wa chichi ni hon o agemashita. So you can see in moraimasu and agemasu, the wa is the giver or the receiver. In kuremasu, that's the exception, is the wa is the, or the receiver is you. Kuremasu actually means to give. I mean to receive, doesn't it? What did I write? I guess it means to give. In this case, a different person gives to you. Kuremasu, someone gives to you. Moraimasu, you receive from someone. Agemasu is you give to someone else or someone gives to someone else. Kuremasu is the selfish one. That one's only to you and your family. All right. So let's look at more how we can use these ones. Let's add a new page. One more page. So you can combine these with verbs, essentially. Let me see, did I write out a grammar point for this? Oh yes, I did. Verb te, so going back to the te form. Verb te agemasu or moraimasu. Oops. Or kuremasu. Last one, kuremasu. All right, so let's start with agemasu. So we could say something like watashi. Let's give something to someone. Watashi wa hagaki or maybe we should pick someone too. Let's say Oni-san. Oni-san. Tashi wa Oni-san ni hagaki. Hagaki is postcard. Hagaki o okute. Okute is to send. Okute agemasu. Okute agemasu is to send someone. Or to Hagaki o okute agemasu. I sent the hagaki in the action of giving. The action of giving is at the same time, essentially. It's like by sending it, you're giving it to them. Watashi wa onisan ni hagaki o okute agemasu. I sent them a postcard. I gave them a postcard. And let's see, what do we have for moraimasu? What could you receive from someone? Let's see. Watashi wa sensei ni let's say hon o karite oh my gosh agemasu. Watashi wa sensei ni not agemasu. Uru moraimasu. That's right. Moraimasu. Watashi wa sensei ni. So from my teacher, no karite moraimasu. I was able to borrow a book. Kariru or karimasu, yeah. That means to borrow. To borrow. Kariru meaning in Japanese. Let me double check. I get them. Yeah, kariru. So it was essentially like you were allowed to borrow a book from your teacher. You're allowed to borrow a book from a teacher. Tobato. Tobato. What is tobato? Watashi wa sensei ni hon o karite moraemasu. I received essentially the ability to borrow a book from my teacher. All right, last one, kuremasu. So this one would be, say, let's use Yamada-san again. Or let's use Tanaka this time. Tanaka-san wa essentially watashi ni to me. Tanaka-san wa Aka-chan no shashin o miseru or misemasu means to show. Misete kuremashita. This should be mashita. I'm gonna make these mashita. Alright. Tanaka-san wa to me, because kuremasu is always with watashi ni. Oh, I wrote ta twice. Kuremashita. Tanaka-san wa Aka-chan no shashin. Aka-chan means baby, so I'm assuming this would be Tanaka's baby. I really hope it is. Akachan no shashin, baby pictures, o misete kuremashita. Misete means to show, so this is essentially Tanaka-san showed me his baby pictures, or his pictures of his baby, essentially, is what would be assumed. Akachan no shashin o misete kuremashita, showed me baby pictures. I love seeing new baby pictures. So cute. So cute, little babies. Adorable. And in that case, they are like, they're giving you the chance to see them, like they're showing them to you. Misete kuremashita. Just that you could say the same with all kinds of pictures, truthfully. Alright. I think that's all the grammar points for 24, yeah. Let me take a cheeky peek at 25. Sheesh. It's another chart one. I think we're gonna have to save 25 until next time, actually. Or what do you guys think? Do you think we could do it in like 10 minutes? I'm getting kind of tired, but we might be able to just push through. Yeah, let's push through. Frick it. I'm strong. I could do an endurance stream. I could do 8 hours studying. I could do it. Why not? After all, why shouldn't I? What the? I know. Local VTuber not lazy? Lesson 25. The final lesson. Let's get pumped up. Pumped up. Final lesson. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna give myself a free stretch. Let's do this. All right. Final lesson. In this case, we are learning conditional clauses. Woohoo. All right. They're essentially... Well, it's better if I write out the chart. So let's make the conditional clause chart, and then we'll go over the examples, and it'll all make way more sense because it doesn't make sense until we have example sentences. But we'll learn what the conditional form is. So we have a couple forms. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so I can make the lines. 1, 2. This should be good. Then underline here. All right, conditional form. So we have any given verb. I think they use nomimasu here. Yes, nomimasu. Essentially, we're using kind of modified te form. So we know that nomimasu becomes nonde, right? When it's in te form. Nonde, that's the te form. There's 2 conditional forms, and we'll go over the differences in the examples. But we erase the te, or the de in this case, and change it to da. So essentially the past form, right? Non da da. Non da da. That's the conditional form. These are essentially your ifs. Conditional form are essentially your ifs. Non da da. If you drink this, shinimasu, you will die. It was poison. I've tricked you all. And then another kind of if, right? It's another if. It's like even if. So dada is if, non demo. So this is kind of the te form with mo attached to the end. Non demo, it's like even if. So like even if this happens, then I'll do something. So I'll write it down. This is kind of if. This is kind of even if. A few more examples. Let's do this. Let's do machimasu. So machi is mate, to wait. So that means it would be matara. Yep. And matemo. Matemo. So you can see kind of like past form, te form in this, right? Let's do miru or mimas. So these ones are two verbs. This is we'll do a couple. My favorite ones, miru and tabe. Mimas, tabemas. These are a couple of ru verbs. We know this is mite, so it must be mitara. So if you see this, then mitemo, tabetara, if you eat this, tabetemo, even if you eat this. Let's do the irregular ones as well. Kimas. We know it's kite in te form, but ki, tara, and kitemo. And shimas or suru is shite, so that's shitara and shitemo. So that's a couple uru and the irregular verbs. Those are the verbs. Let's do okay, let's do the e adjectives. Atsui desu. Atsui. It seems like this is the past form. Atsukata. And then atsukatara. Atsukatara. So past form. Atsukute mo. Te form. So similar way. Past form and te form. Another example. What do they have? Oh, we have a special case here actually. Ides. Ides means good. It's good. Something is good. Or you're feeling good. Something like that. I want to make this one a little better. Ides becomes yokattara. So in the past form of ides is yokatta as well. So yokatta, yokattara. And the te form, yokute. And then the even if, yokutemo. And that is our e adjectives. Now let's do some na adjectives. Oh, I don't know what that sound was. I think it's my reminders app actually. I have a reminders app to remind me to do stream stuff essentially, to make a schedule and open up sound alerts, things like that. Alright, not adjective, suki. Suki desu. Suki is to like, so suki datta, which is past form, you add the ra. Suki dattara, if you like this. Or suki de mo. Suki demo is like even if you like this, or even if I like this. Like even if I like cupcakes, I won't eat them often, or I don't eat them often. I don't know what cupcake is in cupcake ga suki. Demo, even if I like cupcakes, amari tabemasen. I don't usually eat them. I don't know if that makes much sense. It would probably be something more like even if there's cupcakes at the party, I might not eat them. Okay, what's another one? What's another good one? What shizuka? Yes. Shizuka means quiet. Shizuka. Oh, I'm gonna run out of space. Shizuka da tada. Should be da as well. So even if it's quiet, so like if the library's quiet, 図書館で静かだったら勉強しましょう. If the library's quiet, we should study. We should go study there. 静かでも even if the library is quiet, 図書館は静かでもここであそこで勉強しません. Even if the library is quiet, I don't want to study there. I feel awkward studying in public sometimes. I used to study when I had my roommate in college, my first and second roommates, just because I didn't like being in the room with them. I'm so awkward with roommates. I just stay in my room all the time. Okay, last one is the nouns. Byoki desu. This is to be sick. So byoki da this would be the same as the ru one. I mean as the na verb, as the na adjective. Oh my gosh. As the na adjective. Oops, I forgot the key. I'm glad the JLPT does not have writing. I'm pretty sloppy when it comes to writing. Typing's a bit better, but I always just get ahead of myself when I'm writing stuff down. It happens in English too. It's not just a Japanese thing. Byoki de mo. Even if I'm sick, I'm going to work. That is not good. Byoki de mo arubaito ni ikimasu. No. Do not go to your work. Dame desu yo. Last example. Ame desu. Ame oops. dattara. Even if it rains, we won't go. And this is ame demo. Ame demo. Even if it rains, we'll go. All right, that is our little chart for conditional form. Great to refer back to, look back on it while we're doing our grammar sentences next. Getting so close, so close. All right. So, if we have conditional clause with tada, we kind of been going over this a little bit as we were going through the chart. And then main sentence. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Main sentence. So this is if conditional clause then oh no, the sirens, they're coming for me, they found me. Then main sentence. So let's see. Let's do ame dattara. Ame dattara. Koen ni ikimasen. Ame dattara, if it rains, koen ni ikimasen. Why are they after me? I don't know. Honestly, I think anime girls will soon become illegal and they're just doing some preemptive scouting of anime girls in the area. Luckily, I have my windows closed, so as long as I stop talking in a nice voice, they won't be able to tell. Okay. I think this is a good tada sentence. I'm gonna write the next grammar point. It's almost the same sentence so that we can look at the difference. So our next grammar point. Conditional clause demo or demo it depends, and then main sentence. So this is even if conditional clause main sentence. So ame demo koen ni ikimasu. So in our first case, we saw ame dattara, if it rains, koen ni ikimasen, we will not go to the park. Using this conditional clause with demo, or demo in this case, ame demo, even if it rains, koen ni ikimasu, we will go to the park. They're gonna get, oh, No, don't make me do it. Achoo! They're gonna catch me. They're gonna catch me when they hear me sneeze. All right. Let's see. There's actually another grammar point with the tada. I'm gonna move these down. I'm glad I explained them in this order though. I'm gonna move this down and then add in a little, let's add in some, maybe some extra little lines or something, or like a paragraph thing, like that. So this is also, it also means after. So when this happens, or like right after it happens, conditional clause. Then once again, main sentence. So what's a good example of this? Like this sentence. Uchi e kaeta da kaetara. When you return home, sugu sha wa ni no o. I was thinking ofuro. Shower o abimasu. Uchi e kaetara, after you return home, sugu shower o abimasu. Shower o abimasu is to take a shower. Sugu means like right away. Sugu shower o abimasu would be like shower right away. Uchi e kaetara, after you return home. So that's another way to use tada. Another way to use tada. Instead of an if, it's like when or after. I alluded to this a bit earlier, I think. Which grammar point were we looking at? I alluded to this a bit earlier. Let's see. I can't zoom in on that. Oh, when I was talking about toki. So like when you come home, do this with toki. You can also use it with tada. Oh no! Oh, airplane noise. All right. That was a strong one. I was ready. There she goes. Get her. No, I can't fly. I need to get some wings so I can fly. Plodlo, hello. Yes. We're doing our airplane noise. All right. Another tada one, but we'll write it below the demo this time. All right. This one is moshi, conditional clause. Oh, it's gotta be way too little. I apologize. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. I'm writing it way too big now because it was so little. Alright. Moshi, conditional clause. Oops. Moshi, conditional clause. Tada. Main sentence. So same, similar format. Blow Blow, how are you doing, by the way? We're just finishing up some Japanese right now. I hope you're doing well this fine Sunday night. Let's see. I'm like so close to done. Just 2 more grammar points. We can push through. It's been over 2 hours now, but we can do it. This is so much studying. But I'm just built different, huh? So if, in case, or by chance. If in case of conditional clause. Then main sentence. Alright. You haven't studied Japanese in so long? Oh yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing this too, because I was studying it, but then I took a break for a little too long, and so now I'm trying to review back up. When did you study Japanese? How was it? If you don't mind me asking, of course. So in this, I have a little note that I wrote down like a while ago. I'm gonna make it a star. I think the stars are cuter. Star. So this is the speaker in this case. When they're using moshi at the beginning, speaker is less certain or confident. You had a tutor on Italki for a year? Oh my goodness, how was that? I haven't used it, but I've been interested in using it. Oh, what was it like? It seems so cool. Did you use it from like starting from level 0, or did you already know some? Alright, speaker is less certain or confident whether the conditional clause will happen or not. Conditional clause will happen. So they're not sure if it's gonna happen. So I'll illustrate this with the same example sentence. I think it's easier. Maybe it's not easier, but I think it'll keep the explanation a little clearer. So if we had moshi ame dattara moshi ame dattara. Oops, I wrote tada twice. Dattara koen e ikimasen. So moshi ame dattara. Earlier we saw ame dattara, which is like if it rains, koen ni ikimasen. We won't go to the park. In this case, moshi ame dattara, it means if by some chance, by small chance, in this case, which I don't think will happen, moshi ame dattara koen e ikimasen, then we won't go to the park. But in this case, they're pretty sure it's not gonna rain, so it's most likely, oops, I keep smacking my pen. It's most likely that you will be going to the park in this case, rather than like in this one it's like, okay, it's looking like it's gonna rain, or you know, just if it rains we're not gonna go. But in this one they're pretty sure it's not gonna rain. That's kind of the different feeling. Had some high school knowledge before I started, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Oh my gosh, I really want to try it. I really want to try it now. I really do. Oh my goodness, I want to get better with my speaking. My reading is pretty good. I used to, what is that? I use Satori Reader. I'm not sure if you have heard of it, but I've used Satori Reader and my reading got really good when I was using that, but my speaking is so weak. Like I can read it fast, but when I try to speak I'm like nani ano. I think italki would help with that. And I still recommend it to people, even though I'm like, I haven't used it. I really want to, but I haven't yet. Oh, right. That looks like... Wait, that was the last grammar point. We did it! We did it! We finished the first book of Mina no Nihongo. Yay! Yay! That's awesome! We only went a little over time. Oh, Pog! Alright, so next week, so this week I will be spending a little extra time studying Japanese in order to prepare for mock N5 practice test next week. I'm not sure what we'll do after it, or maybe I'll have a little preamble, because it's only about an hour and a half long, or an hour 40 minutes, hour 45 or so. I mean, that's kind of long enough, right? We'll get it set up and we'll get going and do our best, huh? Let's see where this review has gotten me and what I need to review again, most likely, before we start N4. I'm excited to start N4. N4, I got halfway through my review when I had to stop again, so I want to blast past it with everyone. Okay. I already saved. Thank you everyone for joining me. I will see you next week for more games and then the mock test. Ooh, I'm so excited. Then we'll have our Japanese meme review afterwards for some fun. Oh, that'll be so fun. That'll be a fun way to end January. And then we'll go on to N4 in February. Yay! All right, let's find someone to raid. Let's see what everyone's doing. Maybe someone's playing something fun. Who do I have on my list? Let's see. Good night, everyone. I will see you over in the raid. Let's do... Let's do Alley Catters. I haven't raided them before, but it seems like they're doing just chatting, just like I am, so... That might be a good one to raid. A-L-L-I-K. I spelled it wrong. K-A-T-T-E-R-S. Alright, let's go check them out. Thank you everyone for joining me again. Good night. I'll see you on Friday, okay? Love you. Mwah.